Onision, man, machine, dangerous being, come from another land to reap havoc among the YouTube community. But there is one man who can stand up against him, finally fight back and win this battle once and for all. Hi there. Hi, it's me. How about you get lit? How about you get lit or get lost? Whoa! It's me, Physic. How you doing? Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you're doing well. If you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a massive freaking like and subscribe. I actually may get demonetized for saying freaking. Something about likes and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. If you want to go a step further than that, PayPal and Patreon links are down in the description. So this is a monument. Excuse me. There's all sorts of weird noises coming out of me today. More than usual, anyway. There is now actually someone that might stand a chance at having an actual impact on Onision and actually maybe getting the justice that has been long sought after. Chris Hansen. He is a presenter from Dateline NBC. He ran a program called To Catch a Predator. It's a very popular show. It ended quite a while ago, but since then, Chris Hansen has moved on to other things. He's now started up his own series, Hansen v Predator. That's on Crime Watch Daily on YouTube. Check it out if you wish. I'll put links to this stuff in the description. Chris Hansen, I love the guy as much as I have massive problems with To Catch a TCAP for being entirely entrapment, which I think is morally iffy, very morally iffy. So I have issues with entrapment and the way it's done. However, he has clearly had a massive impact on this community of terrible people, and that's fantastic. As well as that, though, he's just a charming man. He's just a charming fellow. He's so wonderful to watch. He's so entertaining. He's brilliant. He's so witty. He always has quick comebacks. Check out TCAP's old episodes on YouTube if you want to see some of his snappy comebacks, some of his Larry put-downs. It's cool. So yeah, he has got onto the scent of Onision and is now on the hunt. He's after him. He's gonna get him. And this, you know, he has a massive backing, a massive following. He has actual abilities. He's a powerful wizard. No, but he seriously does have the actual ability to have an effect on Onision at the minute, and that's wonderful. Basically, I noticed this when I saw that Chris Hansen was doing a live stream interview with Blair White, which was just, I thought, what the hell is going on? To hear Chris Hansen actually talking about Onision, saying his name, is baffling. It's really weird, but obviously it's utterly fantastic. And since then, it seems like after Chris Hansen's heard about this, he's now, you know, he's on the scent. So he's done an interview with Repsion. Onision was also offered the chance to appear in an interview, and because he's so good and he's so righteous, he said yes instantly. No, he didn't at all. He in fact said, I will only appear on your show if you pay me $350,000, and then threatened to sue the shoe. The best spelling mistake in all of history. He meant to say sue the show, but instead sue the shoe. Sue that shoe! Damn shoe! Oh god, what a bad shoe! Naughty shoe! You're getting sued, shoe! Ha! Hoo! Shoe! So a lot has happened since I started recording this video. Onision's actually put out an official statement, but he's uploaded it to his forum because he knows absolutely no one goes on there. And the only way I found it was going on one of his latest videos, which is 2 minutes of him telling us why he isn't gonna make a certain video, and then I found it in the description, well hidden. I started looking at it when I was streaming the other day, and it infuriated me. It genuinely infuriated me. I will show you it, and he has made a jokey comedy sketch where he's faking him responding to Chris Hansen. It's the most terrible terrible thing I've ever seen. It's so not funny. It is cringy. So cringy. Like, I know Onision is genuinely one of the least funny people that ever did exist, but in this video he excels himself. It's ridiculous. So I'll show you a bit of this official statement because it upset me. So it's in a video called I Can't Do This Anymore.
I was going to release,
which is another manipulative clickbait title like all of his recent titles, and then in the description I found it. It is actually a lot bigger and in more detail than I expected, and this is really to the detriment of Onision in a lot of ways. So there has been, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, and I apologize about that. I've been dealing with some mental stuff recently, as in mental health stuff, and there's so much I need to talk about in this subject that this will definitely end up being like a 2 or 3 part thing. So today we'll mainly focus on this official statement. Oh god, it just angers me. So Onision tries to make it seem like he's the one that has been hurt by this, which is just what? Anyway, let's have a look. Myself and Kai have been relatively distant from the topic in a direct fashion because we're talking about someone who was our friend for years, a person we trusted, a person who had repeatedly indicated things for years that are the opposite of what they are saying now. But this is not about making anyone look bad. Oh yeah? Because that's never what your intention is. You never want to make people look bad. Not Shane Dawson, no. So already he's making it out like he could trust Sarah, but now she's ruined everything. She's destroyed everything. And he constantly goes on about how what she's said in the past is completely different from what she's saying now. And it's as if that's a revelation to him. Well, yeah, you know, when you're in relationships with people, you know, at the start of a loving relationship, you know, it's all romantic, it's all lovely, but that person could end up being someone that is a domestic abuser. Then you're not going to finish the relationship still thinking, oh, really love that person, you know? Your opinions change, obviously. And the whole point of something like this is that you're not revealing to the person what your agenda is. You know, that's not how it works. You get close to this person and she's not going to know at the time what's happening, especially when she was so young. She's not going to understand how much she's being manipulated and how evil what you're doing is. When you care about people, you don't go on a public rampage trying to ruin their life. He put that in bold, it's so important. Well, Onision, buddy, you've done that to every last person. Every last person that has ever come in contact with you. Andy Beersack, you burned that bridge. Shane Dawson, you burnt and destroyed and bombed that bridge. Eugenia Cooney, you were a horrible person towards her. Almost everyone you come in contact with, you go on a public rampage trying to ruin their life. Billy, she was in bits and pieces because she thought her privacy was being destroyed. The way I used to function is if someone said something bad about me, I would retaliate and point out all the reasons I kicked them out of my life. This time, let me just say, I have no idea who Sarah is. I literally don't. You think you know people, you think you understand them, then something like this happens. You just don't recognize them anymore and you wonder who they ever were, if they ever said anything to you as real. Oh god, shut the hell up. When I read this in the stream, and I'll try and find a clip for you, I almost did a backflip in utter shock of what he was saying. I thought it was some sort of sarcastic joke. Is he for real? Is he really suggesting that Sarah is the problem here? And that he was shocked that she's changed so much? It's like, what? Onision, this is exactly the word Sarah should be using. This is exactly what Sarah should be saying. She should be saying that she thought she could trust you. She thought that what you were saying was real, but then it turns out that none of it was real and you're a completely different person to how you were portraying yourself, which is exactly what you did. I'm sure you can relate to this. Let's say someone says every day that they're glad you're in their life. They act like you're super important to them, that they would never hurt you. Then that they would never hurt you. What? Yeah, because Sarah really hurt you, man. She really messed you up bad. God, how are you ever going to recover? How are you going to recover? You poor thing, Onision. How are you going to deal with this? Oh, she must have broken your heart in twain. You joke of a man. Are you... I don't need to comment on that. I don't need to comment on how absurd what you're saying is. You... or something to that effect. Then the next day, they're planting explosives under your car and tweeting about the idea of your house burning to the ground. It's hilarious. You're sitting over here going, wait, what happened to the person who said they cared? Sarah? What happened? I thought you'd never hurt me. Ugh, you ruined me. I'm such a victim. God, how will I ever go? How will I cope? To be clear, I'm not saying Sarah said any of those things. I'm not saying Sarah did anything. Oh, so why? Why did you say that? What? For what purpose? For what reason? Any? No, of course not. I'm just using an analogy to help you understand the position I found myself in before. No, you're not. You're using an analogy to try and make Sarah look like the problem. Very clearly, that's what you're doing. Why would you be talking about positions you found yourself in before, which is completely irrelevant? You're so clearly focusing this on Sarah. Because the last paragraph is exactly the point of that analogy. Jesus, man, you're so transparent. Kai and I outright do not trust anyone anymore. Not a single person. How could we after this? Again, are you saying what Sarah is thinking? Is this what this is? Like, this is exactly what Sarah should be thinking. She shouldn't be able to trust anyone anymore, and she can't. She's said that many times in these live streams. She's said very clearly that she cannot trust anyone at all now because of the years and years and years of psychological manipulation that she's had to go through. But you are the victim. Right. I think you have a foggy understanding of what is. Because, you know, you're denying it. You're acting as if the reason she's done any of this is because you rejected her. Hello, buddy? The fact that she wants to sleep with you in the first place, the fact she wants to sleep with her guardian, proves how terrible and screwed up that relationship was. Kai and Sarah sharing nudes between each other when she's like 16 years old. Sharing nudes with your guardian? Yeah, that's not grooming. It's just because you rejected her. You know that proves that this is a problem, right? The reason we don't trust anyone is simply because one day someone is your best friend. Someone says everything they possibly can to assure you they are a good person, that they support you, that they would never hurt you. And then the next day, it's a full publicity tour, going to every possible person they think could hurt you and saying the absolute worst things. That's not what this is, Onision. Sarah's not just trying to hurt you. You think she enjoys this? You think she enjoys speaking publicly about how she has been manipulated and tortured by you and Kai? You think she wants to do that? And she very clearly is defending Kai in a lot of this. She's not being anywhere near as harsh to her because you are the massive problem here. The thing is, next, he shows you this clip. It's of Sarah defending Kai. You're an idiot because you are, again, outing yourself. Because whilst, you're showing us this, but you know there's a public video where she is struggling through tears to defend Kai because she knows she doesn't want to have to say that, and she knows she doesn't want to have to lie to everyone about what she's been through.
Get it together, God. I hate that I have to do this.
She knew when she made this video, nothing had happened between any of us beyond a mere friendship, and we trusted her. We thought we knew her. How can you now no longer trust her? All she's done is publicly discussed how much of a problem you are. What, do you think it would be better if she just didn't say a word about any of this? Just kept it a secret? You know, the reason why most domestic abuse cases just go unnoticed and unresolved? Because people are afraid to speak up about this. I think fair play, Sarah. I think good on you for actually being brave enough to speak publicly about the horrible situation you've been through. There are some things I could share with all of you about Sarah. Every story she told us, everything she admitted to, everything she wrote us and did around us. So many things happened throughout the years, things we don't even have to legally withhold from you. Yet, what? nice shoehorning that in there as if that means anything. Of course you can legally speak out about these things, but you're not, because you know full well you have nothing. Otherwise, mate, if you had tons of evidence regarding Sarah that would prove that things were different, you would obviously be sharing that with the world. You would have done that ages ago, because you're saying all this about trust and how she's gone on a public rampage, but you have been tearing her to bits on Twitter, calling her a liar, calling her an idiot, you know, a bad person, just because you rejected her, blah blah blah, making her seem small and insignificant, which is what you frequently do. You've got some obsession with being more powerful and intelligent than everyone else in the world. Fact is, there is a common problem with every relationship that I've ended, and it's me ending it abruptly, resulting in the same social media outrage. Yeah, that's the problem. You ending the relationship abruptly. That's what the issue here is. And you have no care or compassion or empathy. I was saying this in the stream as well. I don't actually think you have the capacity to care or empathize or be compassionate, because how could you when you say stuff like this? How could you? It makes no sense. It's not, it's not possible. Because you speak about how you just end relationships abruptly, literally saying that you just shove people on planes and get rid of them when they do even minor things like Billy. She did nothing wrong and you excommunicated her because you care so much. You've grown so much and you're so compassionate now. I've gotten early flights for people to leave, especially in cases where it's discovered someone is lying, cheating, or otherwise admits to committing a horrible crime. You do realise that what's legal isn't morally right? That's not how it works. Just because something's legal doesn't mean it's morally okay. And then you're a massive hypocrite as well, because you clearly bend the law to your will. In terms of things like age of consent, you manipulate the law to get away with doing bad things. So you're a giant hypocrite. As some of you may know, Sarah allegedly, and I say allegedly because I never saw it myself, this is funny, he's actually never watched any of these videos. Allegedly went on to talk with multiple streamers on YouTube, very, very well-known names. I get most all my information through the Onision Patreon Discord. Yeah. That's so not biased. That just frustrates me, doesn't it, guys? Doesn't that just frustrate you? That instead of actually watching these videos and, responding to what happens in the videos, he goes off of what his own fans tell him, which is going to be extremely biased, probably completely inaccurate. Where my patrons tell me what people are saying about me, and I often either laugh or say, wow, that's messed up. Great, wicked anecdote. Wow, that's messed up. Hey, ooh, haha, that thing there, that's messed up. That is, haha. Do you want to actually respond to this? Do you want to actually, respond to what people are saying and back yourself up? Have you got any evidence to prove that you haven't done anything bad? Because Sarah's got tons of evidence proving that you and Kai have been awful. This next bit is actually super disturbing and is the main reason why I wanted to look at this official statement in the first place. Well, this time around it was a bit more of the messed up reaction, as apparently what Sarah has publicly said about us is that I was mean to her when she was not yet an adult. My response to that is yes! Yes, I was. I was absolutely mean to her verbally. I called her mean names like a grade school bully, basically. What the I actually can't comprehend what I'm witnessing. He says this in such a proud manner as well, as if he's really pleased that he's done this. Great, you bullied a child. You bullied a child that you were the guardian of. And, it's fine though, because he has a reason. He has reasons for doing this. And that is because I didn't want her to like me at all. Oh, brilliant. That's definitely the only way you could have got that message across. Hey, well done. It's not like you could have just said, hey, listen, I want to be separate from you, okay? I don't want to be friends with you. I don't really want to talk to you, etc. You could have done that. I wanted her to dislike me. That way our existence around each other would never be uncomfortable for me. Jesus, you bullied a child that you were the guardian of, so you wouldn't be uncomfortable. Never mind her, never mind her self-esteem being destroyed piece by piece. This is why you are the most arrogant, self-centered, terrible person. And in this, you're trying to make it out like you've changed, or you're better, or you're approaching this in a more, better way. But no, you're an awful person, and you are just proving that massively. But it gets more ridiculous. I wanted her to stay away from me, and she did, so it worked out. Yes. Sounds like it did. Sounds like you got what you wanted. Forget about Sarah, but you were alright, and that's all that matters. I did, however, apologise down the line. Sometimes the name calling was a bit much. No, not sometimes. It was always too much, and you're an idiot. You're a complete moron if you didn't know that. Like using the C word even in a joking tone. Oh God, can you imagine? Can you imagine having to live with that? I was told she implied that me being mean to her was grooming. This is confusing to me, because what would people say if I was nice instead? Well, they would say, you groomed her, but at least you were nice. Instead, they'll say, oh, you groomed her and you bullied her. How is this proving your argument? How is this helping? I also find this really interesting. You're using this as a defense, saying that you were mean to her so there wouldn't be an inappropriate relationship between you and her. So you are saying that that was a possibility, and obviously it was a lot more than that, but you're trying to hide that. So again, you're kind of suggesting things that you're supposed to be defending yourself against. You're suggesting that that was definitely a possibility of an inappropriate relationship, even though you were her guardian and she was 16. Grooming is the act of treating someone well. Yeah, it's just that simple. I mean this in the manner where someone cuts a dog's hair, brushes them softly, etc. It's not bring the animal in and telling the animal they're stupid. Yes, because grooming is exactly the same as with personal hygiene. That's why it's called that. Not that it's something completely different, but it's just associated with that. Jesus, Onision, I hope you know that. I hope you understand that. So with this internet logic I struggle to understand, it seems like there is no winning in that scenario. No, because why would there be winning in that scenario? There's no better option. Either way, you groomed her, but in this manner, you bullied her at the same time. Constantly, day in, day out. So you're just more of an awful person. I'm at least happy it is now public knowledge that I was mean to Sarah the entire period she was not an adult. Because in a rational world, no one sees someone as being mean as someone trying to be inappropriate with them. What? How does that make any sense? How does your brain work? How does that mean that you weren't inappropriate? You clearly were inappropriate, and Sarah has a lot of proof to back that up. But now you were just inappropriate and a horrible person to her. You were double the inappropriateness. Jesus, man. And that's great, as I had no interest in what people imply. My actions clearly reflect that, but they don't. And you've proved that. Just as she admitted herself was the negative rejection-based behaviour I showed her. No, that is one instance when she's like 18. You're not even talking about that here. You're talking about when she was a child. Oh God, man, it just baffles me. It baffles me that he thinks this helps him. This is awful. This is just terrible. But listen, there's so much I want to do on this subject that I'm going to finish it here. I've covered the main things, I think, how he thinks he's the victim and how he actually bullied her constantly. So if you enjoyed today's video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to help support me and my channel. If you want to join my Patreon, link is in the description, as well as Twitter and PayPal. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this whole situation. It's pretty crazy. There'll be a part 2 and a part 3. We'll get to those live streams and Chris Hansen stuff. So thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye now.